In this example, you're going to learn how to use dependent fields. What that means is you might have a form where you will enter a value into one field, and then the second field will use that value maybe to go get data. So we're going to kind of build an example to simulate that scenario. In this case, we'll use a text field, and then we'll also use a drop-down list. And the drop-down list will use the value from the top field, the text field, to perform a query and bring back data and show. So let me go ahead and show you how to do that. So let's go and create a new form definition, and let's call it dependent fields def. And let's put a text field first. So I'm going to drag a text field. And we're going to call this, we're going to give this ID as txt search. And then next we're going to put a drop down list control. So let's go ahead and put this. And this control, we are going to use a database, and we'll use the connection. And let's go ahead and put a SQL query. So we want to do select. We'll get the data from the users table. So I'm going to say DE external user full name from DE users. And let's go ahead and save this query, and let's test it to make sure this query is functioning. So I'm going to go hit save, and let's do preview. And as you can see, here are all the users from the DE users table. And as I said before, we want to be able to get this list based on some kind of a value in this text box. So let's go ahead and do the magic on that. And the way you do that is here we're going to provide a standard SQL where clause. We're going to say where. I'm just going to copy this field. And I'm going to go ahead and say the external user full name like, and then put two single quotes. And inside the single quotes, I'll put two % signs because I want to match either front of the word or the back of the word matching. And all you have to do is now put dollar and then curly brackets and the ID of the text box control. So in this case, we called it txt search. And now when this query runs, it will use the value from the text box over here, and then it will be part of the query, and that the query will bring back the data based on this value. So this is how you use dependent field values, and you can do this from to drop-down list to any other kind of box, to controls that you have. So let's go ahead and test this. So we're going to go ahead and save it, and let's do a preview. So when I don't type anything, you can see I have the whole list brought in here. And so I'm going to type in MA. And if I go into this, you will see it is only getting me Joe Malone and Mark Thompson. So I can also type in, let's say, SLA, and you can see only Slava Lenovich comes up. So you can see how we can control another field's value based on this particular control, another control. And values could be coming from multiple controls. You might ask for certain data from the user to input, and then you can use those in query, including in JavaScript. If you have used events to put some JavaScript, you can also use these values in there using this special syntax. Thank you.